All right, let's dive into the massive, complex world of running a modern AI data center. Think of this explainer as your high-level roadmap. It's a guide to a full 10-module tutorial that's all about managing this incredible infrastructure using powerful open-source tools. So, if you've ever looked at AI and wondered what's going on behind the scenes, you are in exactly the right place. Let's get into it. Okay, before we jump into the deep end, we gotta get the important stuff out of the way. What you're about to see is an overview of a 10-module tutorial on using open source tools for AI data centers. Now, this is all based on a really detailed report by Virtualization Options LLC, and it's meant as general guidance. It doesn't come with a warranty, and it is definitely not legal or financial advice. So please, make sure you talk with your own financial, technical, and legal pros before you take any action. And just remember, we're only scratching the surface here. These modules just cover a fraction of what's in the full report. And wow, what a challenge it is. I mean, just look at this. We're talking about rows and rows of incredibly powerful servers. It's like a symphony of hardware and software all working together. The scale is just staggering. And trying to manage all of that, well, the complexity is absolutely off the charts. So that leads us right to the million-dollar question, doesn't it? How on earth can you manage all of that insane complexity using only open source tools? It can feel pretty overwhelming, right? But that's exactly why we're here. The whole point of this explainer is to give you a map, a clear path you can follow to do just that. So here's our game plan for today. We're going to start at the very beginning, building and training the actual models. Then we'll talk about bringing them to life with deployment and resource management. Of course, you got to keep the lights on, so we'll cover monitoring and system health. And finally, we'll wrap up with some key advice for putting together your own open source toolkit. First up, building and training models. This is really the heart of it all. It's the foundation of AI, where you take raw data and, turn it into something intelligent. In this first stage, we're focusing on 4 really critical pieces. You need tools for model training orchestration, because these training jobs can take days, and something needs to manage them. You absolutely need experiment tracking. This is like a scientist's lab notebook for AI, so you know what worked and what didn't. You also need solid data pipelines to get good, clean data to your models. And last, a model registry, which is basically a library to keep all your trained models organized and versioned. And the glue that holds this whole process together is a concept called MLOps. If you've ever heard of DevOps for software development, it's pretty much the same idea, but for machine learning. It's all the practices and tools that take a cool model from a scientist's laptop and turn it into a real, reliable product that people can actually use. It's that critical bridge between a research idea and a production system. All right, so our model is trained. Now what? Well, now we have to put it to work. And that brings us to our next section, deployment and resource management. This is where we bring our AI to life and actually get it out into the world. Now, there is a super important difference we need to get our heads around. Training a model is like a marathon. It's a heavy-duty, batch job where you're just trying to crunch as much data as possible. We call that optimizing for throughput. But using that model, what we call inference, that's a sprint. It has to be real-time, instantaneous. The goal there is low latency. Totally different problems that, you guessed it, need totally different tools. So, why is managing the hardware for these jobs so unbelievably critical? Well, let this number sink in for a second. $30,000. That can be the price tag for a single high-end GPU. One. When every piece of your hardware costs as much as a new car, you simply cannot afford to let it sit around doing nothing. Exactly. With that kind of cost, managing your GPUs isn't a luxury, it is a financial necessity. You need tools that squeeze every last bit of performance out of them and let lots of different teams share them. This means using clever tech like MIG, that's multi-instance GPU, which lets you chop up one big GPU into several smaller, separate ones. Or something called time slicing, where less important jobs can take turns using a GPU. So, to quickly sum up this part of our tour, we're really looking at 3 main buckets of tools here. Tools for managing the inference itself, tools for managing the crazy expensive GPUs, and tools for orchestrating the containers that package up all our AI workloads. Okay, so our model is built, it's deployed, and it's running on some efficiently managed hardware. We're done, right? Not even close. Now comes the really hard part. We have to monitor it all the time. This whole stage is about keeping our AI systems healthy and reliable. And this is what that looks like. You need these comprehensive dashboards that give you one single screen to see everything. And I'm not just talking about CPU usage. I'm talking about model accuracy, GPU temperature, data drift, how fast the model's responding, all of it right there in one place. It's all about having a unified view of the entire system.
We can pretty much break this whole idea of observability down into 4 steps. First, you have to collect the data. Agents grab all the metrics and logs. Second, you have to store it, usually in special databases. Third, you visualize it with those cool dashboards we just saw. And finally, you set up alerting, so you get a notification the second something goes wrong.
So this means our monitoring strategy needs to have layers. At the very top, you're watching the model's actual performance. Is it still accurate? In the middle, you're watching your monitoring tools themselves to make sure they are working. And at the bottom, the foundation, you're keeping an eye on the basic hardware and system health. It has to be a complete top-to-bottom view. All right, let's move into our final section and bring this all together. We've gone through the what and the why. Now let's talk about some key things to think about when you're actually putting together your own open source toolkit.
Okay, this is a huge one that a lot of people overlook: software licenses. It might sound a little boring, but trust me, it is so important. You basically have 2 main types. You've got permissive licenses, which are pretty relaxed and let you build commercial stuff on top of them without many strings attached. And then you have copyleft licenses, which are all about sharing back. If you make changes, you have to share those changes with everyone. Understanding this difference is absolutely critical. And here it is. This might be the single most important piece of advice in the whole report. Don't try to build the perfect, massive, do-everything platform from day one. It's just not going to work. Instead, start small. Find the biggest, most immediate pain point your team has right now and find an open source tool that fixes that. Get some experience, get a win under your belt, and then expand from there. It's a practical approach that actually works.
So, that brings us to the end of our roadmap. We've walked through how to build models, how to deploy them, and how to keep an eye on them, all with the power of open source. The only question left is for you. Now that you have the map, what's the first part of your AI infrastructure you're going to build or improve?